Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to our Filipino food series. Ipagpatuloy po natin ito dito sa Cafe 86. Today we feature them with two locations, one in Chino Hills and one in Old Town, Pasadena. They feature teas, coffees, and everything a la mode. At yung bestseller nila ay ang Ube Flan Cupcake at Ube Truffles nila. Halika, tikman natin lahat ng mga matatamis na options dito sa Cafe 86. Go ahead, guys. Halo bread pudding, and that's their bestseller. There's even ube crinkles. I grew up eating crinkles, but not ube. And the ube truffle. This is the perfect pasalubong if you're going to see guests. You bring a little bit of this, right? And we are here with Ginger Di Mapasok, who is the owner of Cafe 86. We're gonna talk to her about how this concept came about and why they're selling like hotcakes, even though it's Ube Flan Cupcakes, all right? Hello, Ginger.
Hi.
Okay, so we're very excited that we are featuring Cafe 86. Your reputation already precedes you because people already know about your product. And in fact, someone gave me some pasalubong, your cupcakes. My children love them, I love them. Let's talk about how Cafe 86 was born. But before, let's talk about like the concept behind this place.
Okay, well, originally it wasn't really meant to be a bakery. My husband and my kids, we always drive around all over the place. My kids like milkshakes. I like my iced teas. My husband likes boba drinks and ice cream. So we're like driving to 4 different spots each time just to get everything that we like. And then I joked around with him one day and I said, there's nothing in Chino Hills, why don't we open something? I even said, just franchise something. And then he says, no. We'll open something on our own and just, figure it out. So we opened Cafe 86 as a boba coffee shop and maybe a little desserts. And then right before we opened, he's like, you're not feeding anything to anyone, just drinks. And I said, well, that wasn't the plan. And he says, well, you bake, so bake something. So I did. And the first thing that we ever baked was the ube truffle. And back then we did it with pinipig, but the pinipig, once you refrigerated it, kind of got soft. So it evolved into something else now, which is like one of our best sellers at the cafe. So that and a Thai tea brownie, those were the 2 things that we made. And it just snowballed from there, and we've been making everything different ever since. I think our 2 flagship ube products were the truffle and our ube cinnamon rolls.
Okay, so talk to us about growing up in the Philippines. Taga saan ka sa atin?
I'm from Paranaque.
Okay, so am I.
Are you? Oh, that's right. I know where you're from.
Yes,
so yeah,
BF Homes ako.
That's right. He was from BF, my husband.
Okay,
Yes.
so magkababayan talaga tayo.
Kapit-bahay.
Kapit-bahay.
Yeah.
So in Paranaque, were you already baking? I mean, how did you get into baking?
When I was growing up, my parents opened like a little turo-turo spot in our village, outside our village. And then next to our spot was a bakery. So I didn't like hanging out in the hot kitchen. I would go across the street and go to the bakery next door and watch them bake. And that's where it began. And ever since then, I've been trying to learn how to bake, baking at home just for friends, family. All my friends would come to the house just to have apple pie or banana bread. So that's how I bake.
Okay, and Cafe 86 in Chino Hills opened what year?
It opened in 2014. Yes.
Okay, and only 2 years later, you already have the 2nd location, much bigger, in really a great spot, Old Town, Pasadena. The decision to open a new location, how did that come about?
A lot of the customers that we encountered in Chino would always say, we drove so far away. And we'd be like, from where? Glendale, downtown, Burbank, Eagle Rock. So I think the next step was when we opened was he's like, we were from around here, we were from Arcadia. So we loved Old Town Pasadena to begin with. So he was like, let's open in Old Town. And you know what? It was a good decision because a lot of the hospitals here have a lot of Filipinos and they come and they take their breaks here, even in the local offices here. So that's why we love Pasadena. So that's why we came here.
So James tells me that when people try your offerings and they're discovering ube for the first time, you have all different ethnicities come here and they're like, yeah, I'll have the ube. How does that feel?
It feels nice because you know that was the main reason that he wanted to do this was, you know, we were doing ube because it was the thing to do at that time. We did it because it was something that I personally like to eat. So I had no idea that it was happening all around us. It was a coincidence. It was good timing. But his reason for doing it was like, you know, I'd like to introduce it to other people other than just our people. Because it's good. People know taro, people know the other flavors of Japan, but they rarely know of anything from the Philippines, which is actually now is the time. The Filipino food movement's pretty strong. The wave is really, you know, high, and it's a good wave to ride right now.
Okay, so how does it feel being part of that movement? I mean, Cafe 86 is one of the bakeries that has Filipino flavors, you know? That's a big deal.
It's really amazing to be a part of that wave right now because all this time it's always been about Japanese food, Chinese food, you know, Italian, and then all of a sudden our food is coming to the forefront. And it's nice to be a part of it and to be able to introduce it to everybody.
Okay, so let's when we come back from break, we're gonna talk about all the things that are on your menu because you also have calamansi juice and all these things that just remind me of home. But the great thing is, it's not just for Filipinos, you know? So many people are able to experience our culture through the food. And that's really this whole mission about the Filipino food movement, right? Is to let everyone else discover the Filipino culture through the palate. So when we return, we'll talk to Ginger about what's on their menu here at Cafe 86.